Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Shows, you see right here, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins got some retribution revenge last week. He beat Braun Breaker. Seth Rollins will be part of the King of the Ring. You'll see right here, Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins will be actually tonight in a fatal four-way in the King of the Ring tournament in the fifth round with Geronimo, Talla Tonga, which one of these 4 men will then into the semifinals into the King of the Ring tournament will post something like that. Thus, watch man Becky Lynch will be in action as well. She'll be in action against more than the women's world champion. Really doesn't have to need to be in this tournament, but she wants to be in everything. There's Alexa Bliss and Chelsea Green. That's really useful. Talk about that. Also to this right here. Intercontinental Championship right here. Rey Mysterio versus Penta into the women's time. Rey Mysterio. One of these 2 men will lead the Continental Champion here. We'll talk about it coming up. That's right here. More news is WWE announced their thing once again. They're supposed to be scheduled July, September, now to October. WWE can't keep getting to what they want to do. Schedule. Plus, Saturday main event is going to be turned to Sunday night main event. Labor Day weekend in Atlanta. We'll get that coming up as we get the Pro Wrestling Show started for the Raw right here, right now. Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host as always, MITB. Glad you come to the Pro Wrestling Show. The conversation, subscribers can tell a friend, call a friend, do this. So you want to sit down and Pro Wrestling Show. Let's go so get out the wrong ring for it. And build his friends. Their friends with the world. Things off here. Keep things off here with a bang. We'll kick things off this. We know next week, Fimby will go one-on-one against Dominic Mysterio. These 2 men will be one-on-one. This is Dominic Mysterio. I'll show you that right quick. Dominic versus Fimby. And the word or words. One of the words was this, that Dominic Mysterio weasels his way into it. Dominic Mysterio showed his true presence and showed his true character and stuff. I want to show you that real quick before we leave out. This Dominic Mysterio was doing well, guess we'll wait. But Dominic Mysterio was trash talking over Fimby about what he's going to do with all this stuff. Fimby saying that he wants to win the King of the Ring and himself a championship match against SummerSlam against his champion over Fimby. Looks like he's been prepared and getting ready, shaking himself. Over Fimby saying whoever he has to do, he's going to do it. And he's going to do it. Dominic Mysterio. I think Dominic Mysterio needs to be a little bit worried, a little bit concerned of what's going to happen. But people want to go, like we said, it's going to be tough. But look for any surprises. You may see Brock Lesnar might come out there and he might just do something real vicious and cause over Fimby a match. So look for that for Dominic Mysterio. May win against over Fimby. By all means, if it does, if Lesnar interferes and costs over Fimby a shot at the King of the Ring tournament. All right, we get this right here. The Queen of the Ring tournament. The Queen of the Ring tournament is none other than Becky. I'm going to show you that Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, and Chelsea Green. These 4 women want to compete for a shot in advancing into the Queen of the Ring tournament. Now, we know that Liv Morgan really does not need this, but she wants to be in it just for the hell of it. She wants to do it because she wants to say she wants to win out or take an opportunity away from other women and stuff. Well, Liv Morgan found a way, found a visual way to win, and Liv Morgan did so. See right here, Liv Morgan got the win over Alexa Bliss by pinning um, pinning Chelsea Green after Alexa Bliss took a manslaughter. Chelsea Green set up. Becky Lynch was damn prettier. Then Liv Morgan rolled her up. You got the 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan may be on her way to become the queen of the ring, but 9 times out of 10, her winning this queen of the ring tournament makes you think like Liv Morgan really doesn't need it. She needs to be waiting to challenge whoever will challenge her for her belt, but Liv doesn't want to do that. And Liv Morgan wins by a thread of her count winning. So she advances on into the Queen of the Ring tournament. All right, also too, we get to this right here. Sola Roca defended the Intercontinental Championship against a former Intercontinental Champion, Live Valkyria. Live Valkyria won. Sola Roca keeps her championship intact. Sola Roca does the impossible. And Sola Roca defeated Live Valkyria. Sola Roca wants to be a fighting champion. She did so tonight by winning and fighting her own, clawing her way to the top. You see right, Sola Roca retains the women's intercontinental title. Keeps on newcomers coming, but you never know. Bailey might want to challenge her. A couple of others might want to challenge her. Becky Lynch. You never know. You might want to challenge, but kind of got an idea. Well, Jackie Redmond did an interview with Seth freaking Rollins. Seth Rollins appeared on the show vowing that he wants to win the King of the Ring tournament and beat Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. But in order to do so, he has to win this tournament and then win it and become the winner and challenge his champion. But Seth Rollins vows that he's going to do so without the vision. He wants to destroy him and win back the world title that he brought into the WWE. Well, he got a run in with the bloodline. The bloodline came and did a run in. They came out there to say, "Hey, you think we challenge Roman? You better stick your claim." I think a lot of these folks want to challenge Roman for the belt, but I think we got a lot of issues going on in the bloodline trying to get involved. The bloodline even having disagreements as well. Oh, Jacob too. The Usos and stuff. You see Jacob and the Usos. Jacob and Usos. Usos thinking that Jacob, they control Jacob. But Jacob said, "Hey, I'm just the only Roman Reigns. He could beat me fair and square. I'm going to listen to Roman. I don't care what you people think and what you people say or do. None of this stuff." So a lot of people are you see right here. I want to show you that right quick. What's going on right here? The Usos and Jacob had a disagreement and stuff. It was supposed to show you that, but it's kind of acting up as we know it. Um, yeah, there you go. Show you the Usos. But I guess we move on from there. Well, like Chad Gable's doing an apology tour. He apologized to any and everybody that will listen to him and stuff. Chad Gable want to apologize, get his act together. You see right here. show you that right quick. With Penta. Oh, uh, let me show you that before we leave out this stuff. Um, like Chad. All right, there you go. Chad Gable apologized to any and everybody, even Rey Mysterio and Ray Phoenix. Apologized to them about disrespecting Lucha Libre and Ray and Ray Phoenix, saying like, hey, hey, we apology is accepted, but you shouldn't the legacy, the heritage, the history, and the respect of Lucha Libre. You know, he was doing his crusade to kind of trying to destroy Lucha Libre, and now you won't be back in good graces. I said, I watched the match. The match was good. Let me see that match one more time just to see it for myself how good that match was. But even Penta came out there. Chad Gable said he respected Penta on his ability, his wrestling expertise, and stuff like that. So a lot going on with Chad Gable. And Chad Gable came out there and helped them out for a minute after show you right quick. Um, Chad Gable came to help aid fend off Rusev and Page. The Rusev Ethan Page was going to do an attack. They did. They took Rey Mysterio's mask off. Rey was his mask was shown. Rey Mysterio covered himself in a towel. Chad Gable gave back Rey's mask, which was straight up Chad Gable. Chad Gable being reformed and learning Arrow his ways. So Chad Gable, um, saying that I used to look at Arrow my ways. Now I'm a better person for that. So kudos to him on that. Also, too, is we seeing the Usos and Jacob Fatu all of them getting their heads together with LA Knight. The question that everybody wants to know, everybody wants to ask. LA Knight saying perhaps issue of challenge to anybody. We wanted to challenge on the reigns, but LA Knight got something that he bargained for. He got Jey Uso. Jey Uso came out there and called out LA Knight. LA Knight called him out. So like a little incoming feud between these two men that we'll be seeing between them. Let's see how this going to all play out between them and see how all this is going to play out between LA Knight and Jey Uso. Really, Jey Uso don't give a fuck. LA Knight don't give a fuck. So it's going to be really a score of wins and stuff like that. So we still want to see how that's going to play out. Which, well, we know this. The Queen of the Ring last week, Raquel Rodriguez, won her match on SmackDown. She advances into the Queen of the Ring. She talked about how important it is. They're not doing the brand champion anymore. They're just doing challenge. I think Raquel said she won challenge Rhea Ripley for the women's title on SmackDown. It was Ego Sky came on that last week and won her match as well. Ego Sky saying that she wants to challenge whoever. So one point that Ego Sky might win this Queen of the Ring tournament and give herself a chance, opportunity to wrestle for the title. Ego Sky could be, in my opinion, the next Queen of the Ring. We need that next week for the Queen of the Ring tournament for Ego Sky. So we'll see how all this is going to play out. Ego Sky could be days away, months away to winning the tournament and crown himself the Queen of the Ring. Also, too, this right here. Next week on Raw, Roman Reigns will return. The tribal chief will return. Roman Reigns, what he was saying about what's going on in the environment, the atmosphere on Raw with LA Knight trying to challenge him, with dealing with Jacob Fatu and a whole bunch of others. We kind of know what this Seth Rollins saying to him. Because we know that could we see Roman Reigns versus Oba Emmy at SummerSlam? I don't doubt it. It's a possibility, but I don't see it. I think Oba Emmy's going to get screwed by Brock. Lead to a victory for Dominic Mysterio to advance into the finals. Well, we get to this right here, the main event. The main event of the evening was this. It was Roman, Seth Rollins versus Ricky Saints versus Talla Tonga versus Javon Evans. Which one of these four men will advance into the men's King of the Ring tournament the first round? Well, one no-brainer. We thought Seth Rollins was going to do it, but unfortunately, Seth Rollins got screwed by division, screwed by Austin Theory and Braun Breaker, leading to Javon Evans getting the win, advancing on. So Javon will perhaps be the winner of this week's SmackDown match for the King of the Ring tournament. Javon Evans advances on. So can we see Javon Evans head into the King of the Ring tournament? That's going to be the question that everybody wants to know. We will see coming forward in this one. So, however, that's going to be going forward. So, this Raw was kind of so-so, just wasn't real important as you would have thought. But hey, it is what it is. All right, Raw Ring Report to the Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we're going to talk about this right here. WWE announced that they're going to reschedule Money in the Bank once again. So Money in the Bank is coming on Saturday, October 10th, rather than September. But it was kind of like rescheduling changes. This originally was that WWE had WrestleMania in New Orleans, but they used that for this year. But they had to do a constellation prize to make sure that New Orleans gets something out of the deal. They got Money in the Bank, so they push back even more. So a lot of people are kind of wondering like what's going on. Why is WWE not trying to involve New Orleans into they own the WrestleMania? We just don't know when they'll get the WrestleMania. But keeping a close eye on this, but right now WWE has rescheduled Money in the Bank for October 10th. So let's see how that's going to go. Speaking of that, they're doing a lot. Southern pay-per-views. It's from New Orleans to Atlanta. Saturday main event will be turned to Sunday night main event. They're going to be having in Atlanta doing later that weekend. And next week, during the next day, they'll be in Birmingham. So doing a lot of scheduling changes for these pay-per-views and stuff. Speaking of that, Steve Macklin, the former TNA champion, had been let go by TNA. Now Steve Macklin, whoever gets Steve Macklin will be really he was in WWE, but Steve Macklin could be coming into new wrestling promotions. I don't know what, but Steve Macklin got let go by TNA due to changes they created. So we'll see how that's gonna go. Well, speaking of that, before we leave out here, the Road Dogg, Jesse James, former WWE writer, former tag team champion, said on Bust Open, recent interview on Bust Open that he left WWE because it just wasn't fun no more. And if you watch WWE Real on Netflix, you kind of get an idea of what the creative process was going on between Triple H and Road Dogg. They were clash. Some stuff Road Dogg made sense of, some stuff Road Dogg didn't make sense of. Triple H had to clean it. So I guess Road Dogg felt like his best advantage to not create a hostile work environment. Just go. I think Road Dogg did the right thing, and Road Dogg and Triple H are, so on the best of terms now. And so right now, like I said, you can be friends with people, but if you can be friends and work, and it ain't gonna mix. There's always gonna be some underlying tension stuff going on. That's how it be sometimes. Kind of notice that, but I did notice that on the real. So let's see how that's going. All right, that ends wrestling hot topics. We're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show with Javon Evans, the OG, the young OG, winning in the first round the King of Ring tournament, pinning Ricky Saints, defeating Seth Rollins and Talla Tonga to earn himself, advance himself into the next round, the semifinals, into the King of Ring tournament. We'll see how this going to advance here next week. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendra Dix, saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.